Hello. Okay, so I have to share with you something else that's super, super intriguing as we talk about the signs of the times and the times in which we're living. And this is just food for thought. I'm curious what you think. You'll have to just let me know what your thoughts are. Let me share my screen. I read this on Israel 365 news, and I just had to share with you. So the article is entitled, and I'll leave the link below, but the article is titled, Scientists Expect Star of Jacob to Appear This Month. And I'm going to share with you, it's pretty interesting what this is saying. And I haven't seen anybody else talking about this yet, but I just had to share this with you. So when it talks about Numbers chapter 24:17 and the Israel Bible, the Jews, of course, hold sacred their records. And so they have what they essentially is their Bible as opposed to the Old Testament, because they want people to understand this is their work or their works, their writings, as opposed to what Christians may have put together that we call the Old Testament and the New Testament. And so the Israel Bible, that's in essence what it is. But this is Berkowitz who's reporting on this, and I just had to share this with you. So I'm reading from this, and Berkowitz reports, scientists predict that a nova in the star system called T Coronae Borealis will be visible to people on Earth in the next month. Okay, why would that be important? Well, we're going to talk about it. First of all, he says it's going to appear 1,500 times brighter than usual, making it the 50th brightest star in the night sky. This nova may just be the Star of Jacob that Balaam, and we recognize the name Balaam from our Old Testament, right? But this nova may just be the Star of Jacob Balaam described as presaging or coming before the appearance of the Messiah. And he goes on to describe a nova as a temporary brightening of a star before it fades, etc. He talks about how it's a binary star system and how far away it is. But let's get to why it's important. It was first observed in 1217. And so then he goes on and talks about some different events about this. But what I wanted to share, there's a couple of things. During the next nova event, this star, also known as the blaze star, is expected to jump to second magnitude, making it similar in brightness to the North Star Polaris. Now think about the brilliance, the brightness of the North Star. Why is that star so crucial for mankind? I think about the importance of the North Star even hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and how people used that star to guide their lives. And we have even mentioned in General Conference a variety of talks that talk about the North Star, comparing it in so many ways to Jesus Christ and the gospel of Jesus Christ guiding our lives. And we also know from scriptures that God uses signs in the heavens to communicate with his children. So I find it very interesting that this blaze star, which is going to be seen here shortly in a few weeks, is going to be as bright as the North Star. In fact, the article says it could be visible to the naked eye for several days and potentially visible for over a week through binoculars before dimming. So now let's go to the next part that I thought was very, very interesting. Ephraim Polvanov is a teacher and an author. And one of the first things that he has said, and he's given lectures on a variety of different information, but one of the things that he has said very much is that he's not making a prediction, he's not making a prophecy, he's simply describing an astronomical event as described in Jewish literature. Let's go to the next part of the article. So what Polvanov says is in the Torah, this is one of the few places where the expression end of days is used. And Balaam, Polvanov says that he is looking far into the future, and he prophesies a star will emerge from Jacob. Polvanov says, and I'm reading from the article, there was always, even in ancient times, an association of Moshiach, or the potential Messiah, with the star of Jacob. Balaam even prophesies this star will mark the end of Amalek. What does this mean? So let's read this. It is taught that in the future, the Holy One, blessed be he, they say, will rebuild Jerusalem and reveal one firm star glowing with 70 pillars of fire, with 70 sparks flashing from it in the middle of the firmament. They will be reigned over by 70 other stars. They will glow and burn for 70 days. And it continues on. But when we look at the significance of the word 70 for the Jewish people, this is highly significant. Then continuing on, the date described as the day on which the star will appear, this important star that, according to the Jewish Bible, presages the coming of the Messiah, it says here, will correspond to the Hebrew date, the 25th of Elul. The Zohar specifies this date will fall on a Friday. So then the article writer says this year, the 25th of Elul falls on the 28th of September. In that time, great wars will stir all around the four corners of the earth, and no faith will be found among its people. As you think about how many people are bailing on God now? How many people are choosing just not to follow him? It is sad to me. In the middle of the world, when that star will shine in the middle of the firmament, a great king will arise and rule the world, and his spirit will gain pride over all the kings, and he will awaken a war between both sides, and he will become strong against them. On the day that the star will be hidden, the Holy Land will tremble 45 miles around the place of the Holy Temple, revealing an underground cave. From this cave will come out a blazing fire to burn the world, and from this cave a great branch will grow out, and it will rule over the whole world, and to it will be given the kingdom. The holy beings will gather to it. Then Mashiach will be revealed to the entire world. Just going to stop sharing there for a moment. I just wanted to share this with you because while it's very interesting to think about, the important part is, are we becoming close to the Lord? Are we spending time in his word? Because the scriptures tell us those who treasure up his word will not be deceived. So in this day that's upside down, and in a time in history that just feels so topsy-turvy, there's peace in Jesus Christ. There's peace knowing that he keeps his promises. There's peace knowing that as he said so long ago, those who love him will be looking for the signs of his coming. As we see these, we can take heart, knowing that all is proceeding according to God's promises. And so, interesting, right? The blaze star, as this has been called. Interesting how the end of September that this star is appearing, and how people are excited for this to be coming because they view this as a significant moment. Let me share just a little bit more with you. This Jewish record describes what the world will be like in that pre-Messianic era. The world at the time that Moshiach, or the Messiah, will be revealed will have been experiencing trouble after trouble. Haters will grow stronger. Then the spirit of Moshiach will be aroused. The evil will be destroyed. And so then Pavanov says, this is what we have been experiencing, one crisis coming right after another. The pandemic leading into hyperinflation, leading into war, etc. And so I just invite you, my friends, to see what you can do to hear the Lord in your life, as our beloved prophet, President Nelson, has invited us to do. How do you hear him? How are you helping your children hear the voice of the Lord? I would love to know. I would love for you to share those in the comments below, because your comments strengthen others. Your thoughts strengthen others. And as we are living in these historic times leading up to the second coming of Jesus Christ, we need one another. So thank you for listening today. As you live your life as a light, you will bless so many other people. And together we can be ready for when Jesus Christ comes and bring our families into the millennium. Let us link arms together and make a difference in this world that needs so much hope and light at this time. Okay, until the next episode, bye-bye.